Any good skill, it takes years to develop. So you have to ask yourself, how much time am I devoting to this one thing and be world-class at it? I'm very, very good at closing. I'm world-class. I'm world-class in building businesses. I think I'm pretty damn good at investing. Other things in my life, I'm a idiot. Like, I suck. I don't know how to cook. I don't even know how to change a light bulb, because my whole life is about focusing on a handful of things, the major things, right? Most people, they spend their whole life majoring in minor things. The human mind, it's very, very simple. We can actually store so many thoughts in our minds when it comes to a person or when it comes to a personal brand. Whenever someone sees you, a few words always come to mind. You want those words to be positive and not negative. You want those words to help you to further whatever your goals might be. You want to be associated with those powerful, positive words. Because people buy people. People buy from those who they like, know, and trust. If it's free, it is for me. People like a bargain. People like free stuff. You know, sometimes when you walk into like a supermarket or store and it is like free sample, right? Hey, try some, take a bite, try this. Oh, okay, doesn't hurt, right? That's free. People like free stuff. Now, you got to be very careful and use free selectively, because if you do too much of it, you might devalue your product, service, or your offer. But if you use it intelligently, maybe it's a free sample, a free trial. Because you have to understand, human beings, we don't like risk. How can we eliminate the risk for the prospects? How can we take some of that risk and actually put it on our own shoulders? One of the most powerful ways to do this is, hey, you know what? This is free. Try it out, see if you like it. Oh, okay, then it means it's risk-free for me, so what I've got to lose? One huge advantages that you guys have is you're young. When you get a little bit older, just like even me, you will not be able to go as hard. I wish I could still work the same pace when I was 25. I could be in front of the computer 12, 14 hours. I cannot now. My back would hurt. My shoulders would ache, right? I need to go to a massage every week. Before, back then, I can sit at a computer 14 hours, no problem. Day straight. I can like not sleep and it's fine. Now, if I lose one night of sleep, it affects me, right? You will not have as much stamina. It's just human nature.
One of the primary reasons that most of the kids, and I call you all kids because I'm either old enough to be your father or grandfather, all the kids have trouble succeeding, it's because they can't succeed beyond their highest expectation. And their highest expectation has been formed by the then role models, which are their parents. And their parents normally don't have high expectations. The only expectation they have, which is a good one, is they want their kids to have it better than they do. But if they are just one level above poverty, and so then their kids are maybe 2 levels above poverty, I mean, that's not that much of an expectation. So it's about pushing the comfort zone out, and because we never exceed our wildest expectation. So when kids come to me and say they want to be a millionaire, I assure them, unless they want to be a multimillionaire or a billionaire, they're never going to exceed $1 million.
Have you ever heard stories of lottery winners who suddenly have a windfall of money coming into their lives, millions and millions of dollars, only found themselves a few years later broke, bankrupt, actually sometimes worse off when they were financially? Now, why is that? They have money, but they don't have the skills of the rich. Lack of money, it's never, ever, ever a problem. Lack of money is simply a symptom of the problem. What the problem really is lack of skill. I am rich not because of my money, because I started with no money. I was in debt. I was hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. I am rich because of my skills. Like if you get this done, you accomplish this goal, it gets you everything else. You'll be able to help your mom pay off the debt, buy the car, get the girlfriend, get everything else. Then why do I need to worry about this? I don't need to worry about this. I just need to worry about this. But what most people do, oh, maybe I did this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, to try to catch everything. I'm like holding it with 2 hands. I'm so focused. Really, no joke. Everything else, I'm like useless. You know, like the most basic thing in life, like cooking, or I don't know how to do it, because I never spend a minute of my time on those things. I don't know how to turn on the laundry machine. I just don't know. I don't know how it works because I've never done it. All these day-to-day stuff doesn't matter. We all only have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year. You cannot actually manage time because we all have the same amount of time. However, what you can manage is your priorities. What are the important things you got to focus on? What are the important things that will move the needle, that will help you move closer to your goals? Most people will never take the time to slow down and look at what we do and ask ourselves, okay, why am I even doing this at all? What is the payoff of these activities? We never ask ourselves those profound questions. And at the end of the day, priority management really is self-management. How do you manage yourself? And if every single day you can manage your time efficiently and effectively, and you focus on just a handful of things, right? There are 2 or 3 things that you know if you keep doing that consistently would get you the results that you want. Money doesn't buy you happiness. Money doesn't make you happy. Guess what? Neither does poverty. People who say money is not that important, they don't have any money. Let me ask you a question. When your family needs your help, when they need medical help, when your kids need you to put them through college, what do you need? You need money. You need money to do that. Money is not supposed to buy you happiness. Money is supposed to give you 2 things and 2 things only. Number 1, comfort. It's supposed to make your life more comfortable. Number 2, it's supposed to help you to extend the goods that you do without your physical presence. That's it. No more than that. You cannot give coming from a place of scarcity. You can only give coming from a place of abundance. See, money earned is nothing more than a byproduct of value creation. What does that mean? It means the more value you deliver to the market.
It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory.
Sometimes we focus so much on the vehicle, the mean, and we lose sight of the end goal. Where are we going? Sometimes the vehicle, the path, the world might change, but if you're clear, you're focusing on your big picture, maybe in between you're experiencing some adversity, right? Maybe you are having some challenges. Don't lose sight of where you want to go. Don't lose sight of your vision. Don't focus on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly.
Number 1, and that is don't start a business if you have no money. If you need money coming in like you need blood in your vein, don't start a business. Don't start a business if you don't understand the industry. In order to make money in any industry, you have to understand the industry. If you don't know the industry, first you have to learn the industry. Don't start a business if you don't have stamina. I mean the mental toughness. Don't start a business if you want more free time. Now I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to be a business owner. Then now I'm going to have freedom. You are dreaming. Don't start a business if you don't know how to close. You want better terms for financing, you got to close. You want better vendors, you got to close. If you don't have the ability to close anyone, anytime, if you don't have that closing mentality and you don't have that closing skill, you're not qualified to be in business. Period. Think about it. Before you do something, you're saying to yourself, well, what if it doesn't work? Or what if I lose money? And what if I make a mistake? Then what happens? What if I don't know what to do? What if I can't figure this out? Then what if it does work? You see, always remember, fear is an acronym. It stands for false evidence appearing real. It's nothing more than a made-up story in your own mind. So do you have the fearful ego? Here's the number 1 success secret that no one talks about and no one shares. This is something I've learned from my mentor, Dan Pena, the $50 billion man. Self-esteem is the foundation of all success. Now, I'm not talking about arrogance. I'm not talking about pride. I'm not even talking about just confidence. Self-esteem is something that your parents didn't give you. Think about when you're growing up, when you want to do something, when you want to take some risk. What did your parents, what did your friends, what did they tell you? You're not trained for this. no one in our family is an entrepreneur, or you don't have enough education, or you don't know the right people. Be happy with what you have. I want you to think about what is holding you back, the goals that you have that you want to achieve. Why don't you do what you know deep down that you are supposed to do? Because you lack self. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Back then when I was getting started, I was simply wanting to make enough money to provide for my mom, to pay the bills. See, that doesn't inspire anybody because it's all about me, 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 me. So to be a great leader, to inspire other people, you gotta have a vision that is so big, that's so compelling that other people want to be part of that, right? It's like, imagine you are the captain of this ship and you're saying, hey, this is where we're going. We're going to this island and it's going to be great. And we are going to have all these great things when we get there. And that's like, wow, you know, people look at that and say, yeah, I want to be part of that. But I want to join this journey. I want to join alongside and be alongside with you. You are walking down the street and suddenly you hear and suddenly you see a red Ferrari just drove by. No filter. What's the very first thought that comes to your mind? He's an asshole. Who does he think he is? So cocky, so selfish, probably a greedy bastard. Actually, you know what? Probably it's not his money anyway. It's his daddy's money. Or if it's a lady, it's a woman, oh, that's a gold digger, right? How do you know? It's all made up stories in your mind. You're judging other people. You're projecting your own insecurities, your own values onto other people. How do you know that man is not a hardworking man? How do you know he's not a good husband? How do you know he's not a family man? How do you know he's someone who's worked 20, 30 years to get to where he is at this point? How do you know? How are you going to be successful? How are you ever going to become rich if that's the image that you have for people who are successful?
Teachers do not explain why kids are being taught a subject. You just sort of get dumped into math and like, well, why are you learning math? What's the point of this?
Now, I didn't graduate from university. I don't have a degree, right? I don't have a lot of formal education, but I do have a lot of self-education, right? I've read a lot of books. I've had great mentors in my life. I've learned from a lot of different people. So just because if you don't have a formal education, it doesn't mean that you will not succeed. If anything, now I subscribe to the principle, it's what I call in-time learning. Meaning you learn something that it's in time, there's something you can implement right now. Instead of learning something, acquiring skills, acquiring knowledge that you can use right now and get results. More importantly, to get feedback so you can go out there and learn more. Learn what is necessary to take your career, to take your business, to take your income to the next level. I don't think I've ever seen someone asking you something in terms of like the depth of business that you cannot answer from any angle. Acquisition, leadership, building, negotiation, financing, anything that they are going through, you've probably gone through, or you have a mentee that's gone through it, right?
We have 3 million pores in our body. 3 million little hole pores. I've been fucked in each one of them at least twice. You can't get in a different kind of way. But when I spoke at Oxford University a couple of years ago, a kid in the front row, he said, I read 700 books. And the guy, one seat away from him, turned to the kid and he said on mic, wouldn't you rather have a guy that's done 700 deals as opposed to read 700?
Move! Move! Get out of the environment. Your environment is a huge factor, plays a huge factor when it comes to success and fulfillment in life. So if you don't like where you are in, where you're located, and there are not a lot of opportunities, move. You see those signs, right? Highway. You can get in a car and move. You get on a plane and move. If you want it bad enough, do it. Find a way, whatever it. I can't do it, right? I can't. I don't have time, or I can't afford it. You see, the minute you use the word can't, your brain stops working, stops looking for solutions. The minute you use I can't, well, that's it. I can't do it, right? It robs you of your potential. It robs you of the possibility. Instead, ask yourself, how can I? See, when people say to me, well, I can't start my business, or I can't develop that high income skill, or I can't do that side hustle, or I can't whatever, I always tell them, does that mean that you don't want to do it, or does that mean you don't know how to do it? Because we all have the ability, we can all do something if we want to. Could you do it if you really, really, really want to? How do you grow with 0 views and 0 subscribers? YouTube secret number 1. Use compelling titles. You don't want to be boring. YouTube secret number 2. Hook them with a YouTube trailer. Secret number 3, and that is fall in love with your fans, not your content. One of the biggest mistakes a lot of YouTubers make, they make videos that they want to make instead of making videos that your fans want. YouTube secret number 4, have a CTA in your video. What does CTA stand for? Call to action. Call to action. You have to tell your viewers exactly what do you want them to do. YouTube secret number 5, and that is long-term consistency trumps short-term intensity.